what is that saying? With It's basically saying you're for sale. That's really what it's saying. It's saying that your body, your mind, everything that you are as a woman is for sale. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Find Your Formula Reacts. Now, today we're getting into a video that the notorious Nick Fuentes has dropped called Dear Black People, pretty much addressing some of the things that he feels negatively impact and affect the Black community. Now, I don't know too much about him. I heard that he got canceled. He's been deplatformed for being an extremely racist person, but I don't know if he hates Black people the same way that Andrew Tate hates women, or if he actually hates Black people. Never listened to any of his content before, so I kind of wanted to just give him the opportunity to like see, like, okay, does he actually hate Black people, or is he actually speaking some truth and talking about some things that the Black community might actually need to change? So without any further ado, let's get into the video.
I'm trying to tell you the truth. And here's the truth of the matter.
Talk to me.
White people are just fucking done. We're done with the excuses. We're done with the white guilt. We are done with crybaby, ethnic narcissist Black people that cannot handle an adult conversation about race. We're done. We pay up the ass in property taxes not to live near these people. We work hard. We pay our taxes. We go to work. We work our fingers to the bone to create a good quality of life for ourselves and for our families. And it has been ceaselessly sabotaged for decades by these fucking animals. And by that, I don't mean every Black person. I mean these predators. I mean these opportunists. I mean these adolescents. Where are the parents? Where's the community now? Where are they? I'm talking about these young adolescent men, Black men, that film themselves running over a physics professor on his bike in New Mexico, laughing and kill him.
Right. That stuff is absolutely ridiculous, and it's completely uncalled for. I have mixed feelings about this at first. I'm not going to lie. I have mixed feelings about this simply because I know what it's like to be racially profiled. I know what it's like to be looked at as just any other Black person, or to be looked at as a problem based off of your skin color. So for him to say what he was saying, I was like, damn, he's kind of going in. But then he was like, yeah, it's not all of you. It's not all Black people, but the ones that it is, I do feel like the ones who are perpetuating a lot of that problem, they do get a lot of the spotlight. But that's with any race, because we live in a world right now where stupidity is rewarded. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to show on the news like the smart Black kid that got into college early. That goes unheard of. But at the same time, though, there's thousands of killings in Chicago that always get boasted up and talked about hard in rap songs. I've done the same thing in rap songs. It's a part of the culture. It's a part of the culture. And then you get somebody like Nick Fuentes or someone like Charleston White who's talking about these problems, and they're accosted. You know what I'm saying? They're looked at as like Uncle Tom or Nick Fuentes or the racist. It's like, well, let's actually hear these people out. Maybe they're saying some things that you may not want to hear, you may not like to hear, but it may have some validity to it. If you have a group of kids that are filming themselves running over someone and taking their life, it doesn't matter what skin color they are. It's absolutely unacceptable behavior. And you can't make it about race, because if the races were reversed, it'd be outcry, it'd be outrage. You know what I'm saying? But again, these news outlets are there for a reason, and it's certainly not to bring us together. The news isn't impartial. It's doing its job, which is to rage bait and to get people to look at you funny based off the color of your skin. So let's keep going.
Black men that break into 20 businesses in Downers Grove overnight and loot the cash registers. I'm talking about the teen takeovers, the gangbangers. We don't want to live near this stuff anymore. And we all know what's going on. We all know who's doing it. We all know what it is. And we're sick and tired of Black people not being able to be honest about it, not being able to take any responsibility. It's always someone else's fault. It's always some white person's fault. It's racism. It's poverty. It's the culture. It's the New Deal, the Great Society. It's Lyndon Johnson. It's the Democrats.
Yeah, so the video is about to end here, but I get his points though. He's right. A lot of black people don't call black people out on their bullshit. It's like, well, this happened because well, maybe it just happened because you suck. And also though too, that kind of leads into the whole talk about single motherisms as well. You have a lot of young black men that grow up in these single mother households. They don't have a father figure around to teach them about discipline, to teach them like, look, you can't punch your way out of every single problem because you're going to meet someone who punches harder than you, and they're going to be bigger and stronger than you, and they may not care about your life at all. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of thing is what shapes the culture of today's day and age. It's funny too, because like being the type of black guy I am, right? It was never cool to be the smart black guy. It was always like you're a nerd or you're an Oreo, right? Which means you're black on the outside, but on the inside you're a white guy. You talk white. It was always like my sense of intelligence was always equated to whiteness and always removed from my blackness. I had to be doing something ridiculous or rambunctious or be misbehaving to be accepted by the culture. This is mainly like in high school and stuff like that, right? But I still feel like part of that is real today. You know, if I wasn't wearing the newest clothes or sagging my pants the lowest or coming to school smelling like weed, then the black chick that I wanted with the fat old booty wasn't trying to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? She wanted the drug dealer, she wanted the dope boy, she wanted the football player, basketball player, whatever. That's the guy that she wanted. She didn't want the dude who was in robotics or in engineering classes or whatever. That dude is later in life when she's had 2 or 3 kids and her body ain't what it used to be. So all of these things kind of play into each other, right? And it's sad because you look out into the world and you see a lot of young men growing up without dads. And again, a woman can't make a young boy into a man. That's a man's job, is to take his son and curate that aggressive nature and that aggressive energy and cultivate that and teach that young man how to use that for good as opposed to being destructive. And unfortunately, in the black community, we have a lot of young men that only know how to use it to be destructive because they don't have that father figure in the house. So again, it is part of culture, it is a part of other these things, but it's not white people's fault. It's not white people holding a gun to black people's head and saying like go out and sleep with all these people. No, it's not like that, because even back in the 60s, when black women, a lot of women, when women were given the choice to choose between the man or to choose between the check, a lot of women chose the check and not the man. A lot of black women, white women, whatever the case may be, a lot of different women shows that they wanted to pick the man or pick the check, the child support from Big Daddy government, as opposed to having a man in the house that was actually going to care and be there for that kid. You know what I'm saying? And the black community has certainly suffered from that. And we see that now. I mean, we see that in the songs. If a broke boys don't deserve no pussy, right? By Cardi B. She says that in one of her songs. Well, what is that saying? Well, it's basically saying you're for sale. That's really what it's saying. It's saying that your body, your mind, everything that you are as a woman is for sale. And if I have enough money, I can essentially buy you. But again, if a white person says that, it's a problem, right? It's, oh, this person's racist. Oh, this shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. But again, we perpetuate those same things in our music. We perpetuate those same things in all of our songs, and then we get mad when other people do it. Right. What we're about to do now is get into a video that Stevie Knight did, talking some more about how Nick Fuentes' message to black people may have some merit or it may not. So that's coming up right now.
You believe, look, I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, Altima. What the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane. And, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude.
Yeah.
That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. Mm. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people.
And the thing that's crazy about this is, like, even black people do this to other black people. If you're walking down the street and you're in a neighborhood where you know you're not supposed to be at, if you see white people in collared shirts driving in a go-kart, you're going to be like, all right, I might be safe, right? But if you're walking in a place where you're not supposed to be at, you see a refrigerator outside, a couple of black people standing out there, you're going to be like, all right, I'm probably not in a safe space. And that's messed up that it's like that, but it's like that. You can switch the colors around too. If I'm chilling and I see a whole bunch of white, or if I'm chilling and I see a whole bunch of black people chilling in a golf cart, I'm like, all right, we might be cool. We might be all right. But if I'm in the hood and I see a bunch of white people standing outside, there's a refrigerator outside with a raccoon in it, I'm cooked. So I understand what he's saying. I don't necessarily agree that most people's interactions with most black people is unpleasant. I don't know how he would know that. I think he's just speaking from his perspective. Again, I'm not familiar with his content like that. I don't think that's true though. Because how do you quantify that? What are the facts that come with that? Nevertheless, though, I do think pattern recognition is important here. I think pattern recognition is important here. I think that's what we're really talking about. Is like, if every time something unpleasant happens, you think, oh, this is a black person. It's kind of the same thing that I've seen black people do with white people though, too. When it comes to like certain crimes, where it's like, man unalives his wife or something like that. Black people automatically be like, oh, that's a white dude. You know what I'm saying? Like Saturday Night Live did a skit about it, basically saying like there's certain crimes that black people do and certain crimes that white people do. And at the end of the day, this whole black and white thing, I don't really think it's as important as people make it out to be. Black people were not really oppressed in today's day and age. You can do whatever you want now. There's some things that has happened in the past that the United States is never going to pay black people back for, but I don't really think that they should. Because look at what black people spend money on. A lot of us aren't trying to build equity. We're just buying shit. So let's say they gave us reparations. Each black person gets $1 million. All of that money would be gone out of the black community well within 2 years. Because we would just give all that money right back to the same. We'd be buying Birkin bags. We'd be starting record label companies, liquor stores. It would just be consume. There would be very few black people trying to put back out in the community. But there are some black people out there that are doing that. I'm not saying by and large. I'm just saying by and large, the people that aren't get the most attention. And that's black, white, up, down, left, right. It doesn't matter. Like if you're doing something stupid, you're going to get attention from it. And we live in an attention economy. So that's why people do dumb shit. And from Nick's point of view, it's black people that are by and large doing a lot of dumb shit that he sees. And he got the platform from it. I don't think he should have got the platform. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he's saying, but I think that he should still be allowed to say it. Because how do we live in a society with free speech if you only say what I want you to say? If you can only say stuff that I like for you to say, then it's not free speech. It's controlled speech, which is the opposite of free speech. Let's let him keep going.
And you equate that with danger. And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative. Like I could get a gun in my face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive, and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that.
And I know what some people are going to say is, oh, you shouldn't judge a book by a cover. We judge books by their cover all the time. Let's be honest. If I'm out in Walmart or Target or whatever, and I see the Bonnet Brigade walk in, I'm already passing judgments in my mind. Okay. We pass judgments on people 24/7. If we see a crackhead outside, we're not like, you know what? Let me let this person in my car. We roll up the windows and we lock the doors. That's natural human functioning. Okay, so he's not wrong for at least coming out and being honest and saying, like, yes, I judge these people. I am afraid of these people. These people scare me because every time I've had interactions with them, it hasn't been good. It's just like if you're a black dude who grew up in like in a white neighborhood, or if you're a black dude who grew up in like the 60s and 70s, like how my dad did. My dad has a certain, not so much now, but had a certain prejudice towards white people because every time he interacted with them or anytime he talked to them, anytime he had dealings with them, it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good. It was like, well, you guys are making my life more difficult. So yes, I have a certain level of caution, maybe even disdain towards your group of people. Because every time I'm around, it's a problem. It's an issue. I don't want to deal with problems and issues because of y'all. So again, I can't be mad at him for that. I mean, I get it. You know, I've had instances where I've dealt with black people where I'm like, why would we do that? Like, why is this what we need to do? You know what I mean? And it's tough, bro. It really is tough because you want to be accepted by your group and your community, but you also understand that your group and your community has a bunch of flaws that you don't want to incorporate in your own life. So then you have to kind of dance between like being able to code switch, but also know how to hold a conversation with a police officer so you don't end up on the news. It's a weird thing, man. It's a really weird thing. And being like alternatively black is cool now, like watching anime, being in the comic books, poetry. That shit is cool now. But back in like middle school, definitely, high school, a little bit, it was not cool to be watching shit like that. It was cool to have a baby mama, to be smoking weed, and to fight. That was cool. Anything else outside of that, it was like, that nigga lame, bro. He a lame man nigga. But now it's like, oh, that's what's cool. You know what I'm saying? Even with like dating, like I'll be talking to like a black chick and she'll be like, oh, look, you like white girls. Because I'm not thugged out. Because like, why? What about me says, oh, it's how you talk? Because I speak with proper English and diction means that I can't like black women. It's crazy, bro. It really does run deep. And I'm just speaking off my own anecdotal experiences. You know what I'm saying? But I've definitely experienced problems where like black people are like, oh, he's not like us. He's a white dude. He's a white boy. Because of how I talk and because of how I carry myself. It's crazy. It's crazy that blackness can't be associated with intelligence when it comes to certain black people. But yet those same black people will blame white people for their problems. That is ludicrous.
Oh, and these black people go, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city because that's all it is in Chicago is just these.
Oh, he's in Chicago? Then yeah, he definitely
never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah. Again, you can watch this video at Stevie Knight's channel. I'll leave his link in the description here. But yeah, I don't think that what he says is racist. I think that he brings up a fair point, especially living in Chicago. It's like living in LA and hating dating. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have a skewed kind of perspective based off of what is your surroundings, man. But yeah, man, the black community has a lot of work to do, and I think it starts with the household. Once we kind of got rid of the nuclear family, everyone is suffering, but the black community has suffered the most, in my opinion, because you have a lot of, again, you have a lot of single mothers. They're raising young boys. These young boys grow up to be emotional, kind of chaotic men. They're not stoic. They're not grounded. They don't know how to problem solve. And then they go out into the world, and guess what's in the world? Problems. They try to punch their way out of it, and then they become the same unpleasant black people that Nick Fuentes is talking about here. So yeah, I don't really disagree with anything that he said. I may have said it differently, but if I move my feelings to the side and I look purely at the facts and what he's talking about, yeah, I think that that's fair. I think that that's fair. I do think that there's other cultures that act out that get kind of a pass. For example, you could have an hysterical man and a hysterical woman, and that woman is like, "Oh, she's just being emotional. It's fine. We coddle her. We coddle her. It's fine." But if a guy's being emotional, it's like, "Call the police. Get him out of here. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?" So yeah, that's kind of how I think about it. Is what I feel about it. But if you guys disagree, agree, whatever, let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, the best way to help out the channel is to watch another one of the videos that you see popping up on the screen right now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Boom.